Coach Matlock, you opened the season with a 3-game sweep. Ring that bell. The UTRGV Coaches Show starts now.
Oh, Coach Matlock!
Lane, I thought you were going to pick me up and bring me the Lexus for the Coaches Show.
I was so excited about my new car, I forgot about you.
What a beautiful car, man. That was a long run from Edinburgh.
Let's go, Coach Matlock. Let's go do a Coaches Show.
Do the Coaches Show. Come on.
Should I put it in park?
Yeah, that's what everybody does wrong. I did the same thing.
Let's go.
I'm exhausted.
Welcome to the UTRGV Coaches Show inside the North Park Lexus Rio Grande Valley. I'm Danny Elizondo alongside UTRGV Women's Basketball Head Coach Lane Lord. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here, Danny.
Coach, you guys are coming off of a tough week.
Yeah.
You guys played well in both games, but came up short. Thoughts on last week for you guys?
Well, it was a tough travel week for sure. Flying to Seattle and excuse me. Anytime you go to the Pacific Northwest, it's always a challenge. But man, we played for 38 minutes. We played outstanding basketball. We really rebounded well. We shot it well. It just came down to the end where we had a 14-point lead going into the fourth quarter and really stubbed our toe on some free throws and missed opportunities late, and just one that got away from us that we really should have won. Yeah,
you guys have played them the week before. Yeah. It was another tight game, an exciting game at the UTRGV Fieldhouse. Yeah. How difficult is it to game plan for the same team you guys played a week before?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to have that scenario, but it was almost a carbon copy of our game at home, where we were down, we come back and win in the fourth quarter, and they kind of flipped the script on us, did the same thing at their place. But I think pretty even talented wise, and they just made one or two more plays late that we did not, and really free throws were the difference in the game. They fouled us late, and we missed some free throws that we normally would make, and end up costing us the game for sure.
You guys did some good things though.
Yeah, we did.
Season high in rebounds, I think it's 45 rebounds. What did you take away from that game that you try to build on here heading down the final stretch? Yeah,
we did some good things, and we're starting to get really good play out of Haley Jones. It's been a rough year for her with injuries, and really the last 5 games she's really come and played well, made big shots for us, had a 19-point game at home, backed that up by 3 more double-figure scoring games. But really, it's been her energy and effort that's given us another score, another spark, and she had a great game against Seattle as well. It was the extra possessions, offensive rebounds that she gave us, and Tiffany McGarrity's really started to play well down the stretch. So I think getting a couple more players to score is going to help us, because Sarah and Taylor Muff don't score 20 apiece, and we struggle to score. And they can't do that every night. It's just impossible. So having these other players step up is going to help us down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. So you get a couple of players to score that you normally don't, and then that opens things up for Sarah and Taylor.
Exactly.
Taylor had, I think, 28 points the other night. She's been a consistent player for you all season long.
Yeah, she has. And I knew she was going to be good because she's a competitor, and I've known her forever. But to be able to play 4 years of volleyball and just flip the switch and be this good, I mean, she'll be a second-team all-conference player and hadn't played basketball in 4 years. And if we had a little better record, she'd be a first-teamer. I mean, she's top 10 in every category in the league, and just has been a godsend for us. And I think her, we always talk about leaving your legacy when you leave UTRGV, but as a senior, and I think her legacy is going to be the mental toughness, the daily approach, the just the attention to detail that she's brought into our program, and it's going to rub off on our players in the future.
You have a tendency to bring in graduate transfer over the last couple of years. You had Madison Northcutt, Desiree Berge, and then now Taylor Muff. What makes that so important for your program?
Just people that I've known in the past that trust me, and then I trust them, and but just that experience and mental toughness factor, I think, is what we're looking for. And we're gonna have to dig in the old archives, see if we can find another one for next year. So.
Now going to Sam Houston, you guys played tough there, had an early lead. What did you see in that game?
Played really good out of the gates, especially after emotional loss, overtime loss in Seattle. We fly back to Texas, and really had a good workout the night before, and we got out of the gates really well. I think we were up 20-10 after one, and then second quarter they really clamped down on their defense, and we started turning the ball over a little bit too much, and had some missed opportunities that that they got on a big run, and I think we were down 3 at half, and we came out of the gates second half. We had 5 straight possessions to start the second half, 3 layups, 2 wide open threes, and we missed all 5. And they came down and made their shots and started to snowball a little bit on us. But again, we're that close to being really, really good, but we're not there yet. And I still think we can make a run at this thing if we can get hot here late. We have the pieces, but to win championships, you got to have experience, and we're not quite there. We're still a year away, I think, but we can do it. We have the pieces to do it, so we just got to try to put this thing, 3 games left, get some momentum going in the tournament, and let's go make a run and go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 games left. You have Tarleton next week, or this week, and then you have Lamar and Stephen F. Austin. What's the message to the team right now? What's the mood with the team right now?
We got to finish. I mean, we're the second place team in the league is Grand Canyon. We beat them on their home floor. The first place team in the league, we're going to play the last game of the regular season. So we can play with anybody. We can beat anybody. Let's finish strong and keep believing in each other, and let's make a run. That's the message that we want to make. Yeah,
and looking back through this season, what's been some of your favorite moments so far?
I think beating Grand Canyon at Grand Canyon, so that was nice to beat them on their home floor. And I think playing Texas at Texas, and being in the airport and getting the call, they needed a game, and that was just kind of a unique situation, and we hopped on that opportunity. And but really playing South Florida to 5 points at their place, a ranked team, then getting to go back to Kansas. I love playing the Power 5 schools. I think it shows our players that, this is the highest level, and we're not that far away. So I think those are probably the highlights, the Grand Canyon game, and then playing the Power 5s to, playing tough.
And looking back and continue looking back in the season, what's going to be key to take from this year, even though you still have 3 games left, that you can build on for next year?
Well, I think everybody can tell that watches our games that we got a pretty good freshman point guard in Casey Kyle, and she had a rough week in Seattle, but with some turnovers. But you can see the progress that she's made from the beginning of the year, and I think her development, along with Brooke Jessen, also Maria Lorente. I mean, we have some really good young players that I think are going to continue to grow in the program, and that's what we want. We want to get the program where we have 4 seniors every year. We have experience, and we're starting to, to get those type of kids in our program. Sarah Bashirs will be a junior next year, Tiffany McGarity, Haley Jones, and we're starting to develop some experience. So I think that's the most important thing for us.
Now looking back to the final stretch of the season for you guys, you have Tarleton this week. What's going to be key against them?
Well, the last time we played them, they have a 6'6" post player that did not play. She had an injury. She's back. So that's going to be a little different. But, we're 3-4 on the road, and we're 3-4 at home. We've got to take advantage of being at home. And we've got 2 more home games. We've got to take advantage of it. Use our crowd, use the atmosphere that we have. We have a great atmosphere at UTRGV, and we need to protect our home court. That's the most important thing.
playing at home, you have all the crowd behind you. What's the difference between being on the road and is it a comfort level for you guys? What is it for?
I think on the road that, you get everybody away from all the distractions and you can focus a lot, just on your scouting report. You can go extra film while you're in the hotel, and being at home, you almost sometimes want to get them on a bus, drive them a couple miles around, and just get them all together. But obviously, sleeping in your own bed is very important. But when the band's there, the cheerleaders there, I think it gives our players extra motivation to do well, and we certainly need a big crowd against Tarleton, and we need to play well. We need to finish this homestand off.
And after the homestand, you go to Stephen F. Austin, then the WAC tournament for you guys.
Yep.
Are you guys already preparing for that? What's the mindset for that?
Right now, we're just preparing for Tarleton. I mean, we could still finish. It depends on how everything shakes down. We could finish 4th, or we could finish 10th. I mean, that's how close it is. So that's why this homestand is so important for seeding.
All right, UTRGV women's basketball head coach Lane Lord. UTRGV will be back in action on Thursday against Tarleton. You can get your tickets at UTRGVtickets.com. We'll take a break here on the UTRGV Coaches Show. On the other side of the break, we'll be welcomed by baseball head coach Derek Matlock.
In the minute it takes to knock back your drink, spot your new crush, or cheer on the home team, you could do something that really makes a difference. Sign up as an organ donor. In less than a typical timeout, you could sign up to save 8 lives. It sure beats using a minute to mustard that hot dog. Sign up at tosa1.org.
The Rio Grande Valley is growing every day. That's why you need a team you can trust. 2 stations, 2 languages.
Se le pide a cualquier persona con información de...
The most experienced news anchors in the valley.
And Andina Herrera Garza.
The largest weather team keeping you informed in English.
The track front updates forecast.
Y en español.
Te le voy a estar explicando un poco más de eso.
A sports team covering the RGV like no one else.
What this win means.
We're live in the morning, at noon, and in the evenings. Anytime you need us, we're online and on social media too. We do this all in both languages.
We are tracking breaking news.
Nosotros estamos aquí para platicarles cómo va.
Who else can deliver this type of coverage?
Tonight at 10 in the meantime, have a great evening.
No one. Channel 5 News
And Azteca Valle.
working together for you.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at work@canes.com.
Fans, welcome back to WAC Vegas. As we celebrate more than a decade of madness at the Orleans Arena, the 2022 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament, March 9th through the 12th. In this year, there are even more games to watch, with 20 teams in Las Vegas. For ticket information, go to WACsports.com.
TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV Athletics, with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. TownePlace Suites by Marriott on Trenton, in between Business 281 and Sugar Road, and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
I got mine.
I've got mine.
I got mine.
I got mine.
I got mine.
I've got mine.
I've got mine.
I've got mine. I've got mine. I've got mine. I got mine. Go Vaqueros. I've got mine.
I've got mine. Go Vaqueros.
Coach Matlock, head baseball coach, UTRGV. Baseball's getting close, man. Get your season tickets now before they sell out. UTRGVtickets.com. V's up.
Welcome back to the UTRGV Coaches Show inside North Park, Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. Danny Elizondo with you here alongside UTRGV Baseball head coach Derek Matlock. Coach, thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me.
Coach, what a weekend for you guys to open up the season. All kinds of emotions, all kinds of victories for you guys. What did you take away from this past weekend?
Well, what a great job by our administration and the 71 College World Series team coming in and bringing energy, and and our president Guy Bailey and Chase Conk letting us wear the Pan Am jersey. That is very historic and has so many wins in it, and it was an honor to put it on for the one time, and I thought our kids were excited about it. I thought it brought us some energy, and we beat a big arm. So it was a good Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of energy in the stadium. Everybody just happy to see the green and white uniforms. But on the field, you guys, like you just said, you beat a big arm, but you had a big arm going for you on Friday night. Kevin Stevens, what did you see from him out there?
Wow, man, that might have been one of his. He's had some great outings, so it's hard to say, but he never was out of control. You can tell he's finally grown up to the point where he can handle a little bit of. He got a balk call. Didn't really do that much to him, but he was outstanding. That was one of his better games.
And definitely so. He was named the WAC preseason pitcher of the year. Didn't let that get to him. He went out there, allowed just one hit. I think that's his thing of his career, right? Allowing just the one hit. Yeah. But he went out there, he dished it, and he just looked so professional out there. You talked about the balk. Usually it rattles some people. It didn't rattle him. But you had some good pitching behind him as well.
Yeah, Jesus Aldez, a guy that's been out with Tommy John surgery, he come in and he punched 5 and 3 himself, and he was outstanding with his changeup. And it was good for him to get back out there after being out 18 months. And that was a good Friday night on the bump for sure, from the pitching staff.
Yeah, definitely so. You guys get the opening 3-0 win. Did that build any momentum going into Saturdays? You guys got another victory?
Well, I think it always helps. I mean, when you can win the Friday night game, you have a little bit of pressure off because, winning the series, you got to get one of the next two. Whoever can get that first win always gives a better opportunity to win the series.
Yeah, and pitching was the key on Saturday as well. Colton Davis started off for you guys. What did you see from him out there?
He's got a new breaking ball, a little spike breaking ball that when it's down in the box, they're having a hard time hitting it. And I thought he got elevated in the middle of the game, but he finished the game outstanding with the ball downhill and bottom of the zone. And he's a 92 mile guy with the 86 mile cutter, so and his changeup's good too. So no, I thought he had he's matured. He's had a year under his belt last year, and it's time for him to step up and be a really good frontline arm in the conference.
Yeah, talking to him before his start, he was excited because he was coming into the season healthy. He got some experience in the WAC tournament, as did a lot of your pitchers. How key was that for them coming into this season?
Well, there's no doubt that the more they're under pressure, the more comfortable they become. And so he's been in the fire now for a whole year, last year being the starter. He had some great games last year, but he's a lot bigger kid, 20 pounds heavier. We're hoping that elbow can stay strong, and he's exciting to watch. He's got a chance to have a really good year.
Yeah, your offense got going a little bit on Saturday, scoring 7 runs. What did you see from them after that opening game?
Well, it's you don't really have a hole in it. You better, if you're a pitching staff on the other side, you better keep making pitches, and if you do, you're fine, but you're not going to run into a string of guys where you can get out without making good pitches. And if you make a mistake, this lineup's got some power. Luckily the wind was blowing in Friday and Saturday. I think we'd hit a couple those days. So we've got some power, 1-2-9, and guys can really, really, really compete in there. I thought Coach Rayleigh did an outstanding job getting those hitters ready, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely so. And it started at the top of the lineup when Brett Kane, he came in, slimmed down a little bit, better shape, gets a starting nod in center and left. What was key for him this weekend?
Oh man, when he's got that confidence and that aggressive approach, he's not letting any strikes go by him. He's in there to hit. He's not in there to walk. He's in there to drive the ball in the gap or over the fence, and he's been exciting. He's lost that weight and got into a process. I saw his habits here this morning at 6 o'clock doing his Bible study and his yoga. The guy's locked into the great nutrition, and he's turned himself into a better athlete, a faster, more powerful athlete. And he's been so fun to watch.
Yeah, and he's at the top. Following him, you got a lot of experience from 2 to 9 for you, and some of those guys stepped up here this weekend.
No doubt. Ramirez wasn't seeing the ball very good all weekend, and I still think he's one of the best hitters in the conference. He'll get going. I ain't worried about him. He was kind of down and frustrated. I was like, dude, what are you doing the first part of the year? But it's nice to see on Sunday, emptying our bench and seeing how much depth's in there. Jacob Sanchez is a guy that's fighting to get in there all the time, and his defense doesn't allow him at times because of the defense of the other guys. But like I told him, it's not a courtesy at bat when you're up a lot. When you get in at bat, it means a lot, and Jacob Sanchez will be the DH on Friday in Houston. There's no way around it. That's what we're going to reward guys that perform, and he performed at a high level with the homer and a double. So it's fun to watch him play. It's nice to get all those guys in there and let them get the butterflies out. We got Fernandez out there, Verdugo out there, some new guys, Cabral, and they're first time Division I at our stadium with a pretty good crowd. They're a little bit nerved.
Yeah, another guy with a good performance on Sunday was Brandon Pimentel. 2 3-run home runs for him. First guy to have 6 RBIs in a game since 2010. He's another just professional hitter for you guys.
Wow, he's transferred from Mississippi State. Really, really smart kid, professional, goes about his business every day, and man, he got some pop to both sides of the field, and he's a presence in the middle of that lineup. If you make a mistake, you're going to pay for it. And man, what a great weekend for him.
Yeah, definitely hit a home run to right field, then hit one to left field from the left side batter's box. And all the way up and down the lineup, you got some guys in, you move the lineup around a couple of times. You have a lot of options, especially behind home plate. Talk about the catching situation.
Well, that's the toughest part because they're all really talented kids. And even the Ortega kid who got at the very end and hit the homer, he's probably the weaker thrower out of the group, but he's really good leader, verbal and great. But the Lancia kid, the freshman from California, is outstanding defensive player. And Ochoa, we know him and Kevin have been together, and he's such a great catcher. And then, of course, you put Sturgis, who can play first and catch, and I thought he did an outstanding job calling the game with Davis. But it'll give us a chance to rest a little bit. We've always had to really beat our catchers up, and that is a position that can get hurt, and so I think it's going to be a plus for us.
And how difficult is it to fill out a lineup card knowing you have so many options that can start, that can come off the bench? How difficult is that for you?
It's really not. You can see who's seeing the ball, and you remember we're going to be defense oriented first. We've got to be great on defense. You can't substitute a defensive spot like we're doing right now with Kelch at third because of his labrum and his arm. You can't do that very often. If you do that, it'll get you. So over time, we'll learn our ball club, but you can tell who's seeing the ball. I mean, it's not rocket science. And then when you watch the video of the other pitcher and study the scouting report, you can get a feel for what hitter has a chance to get that guy. And so it's not hard.
Yeah, to close it out on Sunday for you guys, it was J.C. Ariza on the mound. He came back slimmed down, looked in shape. His back was looking pretty good. What did you see from him on Sunday?
Well, his mom come into town from New Jersey. This is the first time she's ever seen him pitch in a college atmosphere or college game. So I thought he was a little bit sped up. He throws a breaking ball, a curveball instead of his slider, and gives up the first run. And we've taken that pitch away from him. So I don't know what he was doing. He picked first base when we didn't even call a pick. So he was a little sped up, but I thought he settled in and had good fastball command, and his changeup was outstanding. And we've still got a little bit to go with that slider, that cutter, and once it gets going, it's going to really help him.
Yeah, that lengthens your starting rotation for you guys. I know you wanted to get 4 good starters, 4 guys on the back end, and then try to bridge it in between. How excited are you about your starting pitching rotation?
I'm excited. It's not set in concrete yet. We got Cervantes, who had a little bit of an injury, kind of set him back, so we're trying to get him moving, getting him going in there. And Cabral still got a shot to try to get in there. They're all going to be fighting for it. It's going to be exciting. And Aldez, the back end guy on Friday, I got to figure out if I'm going to keep him on the end or if I'm going to start him. So I got some big decisions when I go in the office today to kind of line out this next week.
So what do you take away from this weekend as you guys hit the road for the first time?
Well, I love our ball club. I love our energy. I love our age. I love our ability to compete. I thought we threw the ball in the strike zone a lot, picked the ball up pretty dang good on defense. We got a ways to go. We got a lot of things we can get better at, but that's why you play. And as long as we can climb that ladder every week and learn something and then get better from it, we got an opportunity to be really special by the end of the year.
So you guys hit the road now, and then you guys won't come back until the following week. What's going to be key to having a good weekend up in Houston?
Well, we're going to play the Cougars, and they're just coming off a really tough tournament in Arizona where they played 3 top 15 teams. and had 2 really tight games, 1 extra inning. And then Texas Southern, we're going to play a really scrappy team that's been in a lot of regionals. So we've got 2 teams that are, I think Texas Southern is 4-0 to start their year. So there's nothing easy. We got to play the first pitch of the first game against Southern that morning on Friday. And then we'll get ready for a double on Saturday with Southern and Houston. And then on Sunday, we'll get ready for the Cougars again before we get out of there.
Yeah, they'll go to Houston and come back to play Youngstown State at UTRGV Baseball Stadium the week after. You can get your tickets at UTRGVtickets.com. For Coach Derek Matlock, I'm Danny Elizondo. We'll be back after this break to wrap up the UTRGV Coaches Show.
Fans, welcome back to WAC Vegas. As we celebrate more than a decade of madness at the Orleans Arena, the 2022 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament, March 9th through the 12th. In this year, there are even more games to watch, with 20 teams in Las Vegas. For ticket information, go to WACsports.com.
We all want the best for our families, to love, to laugh, to live a healthy life. At UT Health RGV, we believe every family should have access to the most advanced medical care right here, close to home. With over 100 board-certified doctors at 20 locations valley-wide, with life-saving procedures and treatments that keep you and your family healthy, UT Health RGV is here for you. High-quality care for every patient, for every family. Find your way to the best care at uthealthrgv.org.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
There's a magic to the Rio Grande Valley and to this university. We are champions in the arena, in the halls, and in our communities. The Valley's pride. The Valley's future. The Valley's University.
Support. Some call it the foundation of success. Joining the V Club assists in the success of our student athletes. Preparing our student athletes for excellence in life.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of UTRGV Coaches Show. We'll be back next week on Wednesday at 8:30 with another edition of the UTRGV Coaches Show, with a special airing on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. on Somos El Valle 5.3, cable 1241. If you missed an episode, you can go to our YouTube channel at goutrgv.com/coaches show to catch all the previous episodes. Big shout out to Coach Derek Matlock and Lane Lord for joining us this week. Until next week, peace up.